This week we are coming out with interesting webinars. The first webinar is the Indian stock market still your best bet for long-term growth? Where we will be discussing is Indian stock market as an opportunity for long-term growth. And the second webinar is building conviction in uncertain time, where we will be talking about our flagship PMS product Solitaire. To join the above webinars, click the link in the description and bio.
The golden relationships, both in personal life and in professional life, some relationships are golden relationships. Why do I use that phrase? Because they're almost forever. I wake up every morning and I see that my friend from childhood, who has now kind of stepped back and taken it easy in his career, sends me a good morning wish. We're a small group of friends, and every morning the person who wakes up first wishes everyone. And whenever somebody is down, he is available for that person. It's quite amazing that a group of 6 or 7 people are able to exchange, share almost anything, and maintain trust seamlessly for decades. This is so true in professional relationships too. I've seen how clients take me into confidence on very sensitive matters, and the magnanimity with which they have dealt with us throughout these years as a professional, and the magnitude of the trust are very, very overwhelming. It is not a relationship of a fee taking professional, it is a fiduciary relationship. And when such a relationship lasts for decades, I would call it a golden relationship. Why? A professional relationship starts with very small numbers. The investor is barely investing a few lakh rupees, and you are managing and advising that investor persistently for years, and it becomes decades. After a particular point in time, the corpus has become so big. At a particular point in time, the corpus becomes so big that the investor now needs the advisor, the professional, far more than ever before. Now, this is very contrary to the kind of approach which is socially spoken about. When I see, if somebody says that, oh, you don't need anybody, you can put all your money in an index fund and you can go to sleep and you will still make all the money. I wonder whether the person who's making this statement has ever managed a large sum of money or has had even a marginal insight into how big money is managed. I always think these people have had no understanding of how a big corpus of wealth has to be managed. They are just coming across as people who cannot think beyond the simple math of professional fund management. Yes, the math may look a little big because the corpus becomes very big, but the responsibility is such that the onus is on the professional to ensure that that big corpus keeps growing at a decent clip that gives the investor satisfaction and security. What I have seen with a lot of people who build a big corpus is that they have a very transactional approach to wealth management. When you become very transactional in your approach to wealth management, and when you do it with a big corpus, the fiduciary risks spike up tremendously. For example, if you are going by the advice of somebody who is conflicted in interest and doesn't have a reason to disclose his conflict to you, he may be coming at a very low cost. but that conflict of interest is going to inflict a tremendous cost on you. And I have seen ultra high net worth individuals not see through this. There was an example of people buying debt of a real estate developer, which went to zero. Another similar issue that I can recall is people with huge sums of money buying DHFL's paper. Then you had the Yes Bank's Tier 2 capital, which was bought into. All these put very large sums of money to unimaginable risk. If these ultra high net worth individuals and family offices had a golden relationship, this would have never happened. I can tell you this, that even if you are a large shareholder in companies, you need a stockbroker with whom you share a golden relationship. It's so important because stockbrokers can offer you lots in companies which should never be looked at. But if you have a relationship with a stockbroker for years together, which is a golden relationship, he would not put that relationship to risk. I'm sure that today's opinion makers will say, you don't need the stockbroker, just go and transact on a platform. It doesn't work that way. When you go and transact in a platform and you're an ultra high net worth individual, assume that you have the demat also with the platform, which is natural. The platform can use your cash to gain access to your entire wealth. I'm not sure that this would happen in a way which is going to be comfortable with you. So, the fiduciary responsibility, the privacy, the need to always protect your interest at all times in every transaction, all these warrant a golden relationship. My relationship with any professional would always be a golden relationship, something I hold for years together, typically 20 years or even longer. Sometimes these relationships end not because I end them, but because that person wants to leave the field, he wants to retire, he wants to close his stockbroking firm or some other service he is providing, he wants to shut down. In the investment world, I have a definition of a golden relationship. A golden relationship is one where you take the investor from 1 to 100. Assume an investor starts at 25 lakhs. You must take him to 25 crores and even beyond. And every professional must have numerous golden relationships. If you are able to build golden relationships in your life, and if you are able to work with families and individuals for decades, then whatever money is paid to you as a professional will be worth every penny, and those who pay it will know the value of it. I'm sure there will be those who are not fit to earn this money, who will grudge it, who will do video after video, trying to misguide those who need this secure relationship, that they don't need it at all and they can do everything by attending their webinars or buying their spreadsheets. But world doesn't work that way. As an investor, when I look at how much money I spent in the last financial year on professional fees, it's huge. It's far more than what I earn as a professional. Because my size as an investor warrants me to respect those golden relationships and to spend on them. I don't grudge it. I don't even think that, oh, I'm a professional, I can do everything on my own. Why should I use this agency? Why should I use that agency? There are many investors who should have just been investors. They're great investors, but instead they become stockbrokers because they don't want to spend that money. There are other investors who deal with stockbrokers who are not trustworthy just because they come at a lower fee, brokerage fee. But what the investor doesn't mind or realize, or both, is that that guy indirectly recovers this money from you. In fact, he recovers far more than that. So these golden relationships in the world of investing and wealth creation should give you a better experience in asset creation, in wealth management, and in just enjoyment. You should not lose sleep over the kind of people you're dealing with. You should be able to trust the people whom you deal with completely, and they should always keep in mind that their trust is the most valuable thing, and your trust in them should always be treated with utmost respect and importance. If both sides understand this, the value of a golden relationship is far more than the money exchanged between the parties as remuneration or as fees. This is something that I have learned on both sides of the table. I still sit on both sides of the table. I sit as a professional and I sit as a recipient of services. And on both sides of the table, I see that there is tremendous value, and that value should always be protected, enhanced, and continuously delivered. If that delivery happens, then these golden relationships give you more gratification than money can ever give. It doesn't matter whether you're a professional giving those services or a person who is rich receiving these services. The value is eternal. Thank you for watching this video.